Good evening and welcome back to Stream of Blood. I'm your host and storyteller for the evening. My name is Jared Logan. Boy, do we have an episode for you tonight. Pittsburgh, Steel Town, City of Gothic Mystery. People often call it that. Tonight we are going to see Pittsburgh's own son, Miles Vanderbuck, go on a semi-solo adventure. I'm really psyched for it. So thank you for joining us here on Stream of Blood and for our Vampires of Pittsburgh Vampire the Masquerade Chronicle. Before we get into tonight's adventure, I just want to say, make sure you click on that little heart on your screen to follow us on Twitch, and you'll always get notified when we're going live. And we always announce our program lineups on Twitter and Instagram. So please go to those places, those platforms that exist in cyberspace, and follow us so that you know who's going to be on the show. You know, we have several other shows that we're running on Stream of Blood. You know who's going to be on the show, you know when it's happening. And you see all the cool artwork people make for us. So, by the way, please send us artwork. Please send us ideas for the show. You can put it in the YouTube comments. These go up on YouTube 24 hours after we air them. Put it in. Send it to us on our Facebook group. Let us know what you think of the show, what you'd like to see on the show, and send us that artwork because we love it. The theme song you just heard was sent to us. That song is our official Vampires of Pittsburgh theme, Get Pink, which was composed for us by Axel Kazis. I hope I'm saying that right. Maybe it's Kazis. Axel Kazis Taylor. And you can hear more music by Axel on SoundCloud. All right. Before I really do start the show, I have to say, we're a couple weeks out from initially where all of those really big, kind of powerful protest actions occurred across the country. And it would be really easy now to say, well, they opened Chili's again. I'm going to forget about all that stuff. And I urge everybody to not forget about the police brutality that people are protesting against. The very good work being done by people on the Black Lives Matter movement. And so I would urge everybody, we don't have a Patreon in this show. We don't ask you to send us any money. Would you instead send any money you can to joincampaignzero.org? That is an organization who has a very clear platform of the things police departments and cities need to do around the country to reform the situation that's happening. They have specific things they want these cities to do. And they've even seen some of these solutions work in certain cities. So they're going to make good use of that money and help to change our country so it's one that we can all be proud of. We would like for the monsters to stay here in our role-playing games and not be kind of running around out in society, maybe, on a police force or, in a city government. We'd kind of like to keep them right here. We only want the Camarilla running this city in our fiction, not your city where you live in the real world. All right, enough said on that. I have a quick bit of business to get out of the way. Right before I introduce our cast, I will tell you that Ashley Burch cannot be with us here tonight, which is actually originally why we planned tonight's episode, the previous episode, and the one following. We planned episodes where certain characters got a spotlight. So if our players needed to do something else on a Wednesday night once in their lives, and this is the only time I'll allow it, they could go and get other things done. I think Ashley she just needed to be somewhere else tonight. So Ashley Burch won't be with us tonight, but we do have our other two cast members. And my lord, sakes alive, they are enough talent for any stream. I hope the stream doesn't break from the sheer level of improvisational acting and comedic talent that we're going to have on display tonight here in Stream of Blood. I'm going to bring this guy out first. He plays just a broken man who's trying to put it back together. And the tradition of many broken men, he has a beloved pet. I think that really does help you put things back together in your life. If you're ever like, boy, what can I do to feel better about my life? I think a giant pit bull that you mind control using your own blood is one solution you can use. He plays, of course, Curtis Krieger, the gangrel veteran of Afghanistan, and it's such a pleasure to have him here every week. Please welcome Ross Bryant, everybody.
Oh, hi.
Oh, hi. Oh, tonight we're reading.
Just Soundings in Satanism.
Wow, Soundings.
Yeah, just a collection of essays about the history of dark lore throughout the era. And if you are curious about anything having to do with mysticism and the modern man, well, have no fear, because the publishers of this volume will have fascinating new books in the 8.5 by 11 Please Touch format.
Please Touch format?
Just in case you're wanting to read up about the selections from the Russian mystics or other
Light,
things.
The Prison of Love. Well, I've read that one. The Please Touch format. That is an interesting way to market a book. I thought Please Touch was like my 1-year-old, the books that she likes, where she can touch like a fuzzy bunny.
Right. I think of Pat the Bunny and touch Father's scratchy face, not necessarily a recording of a turn of the century Black Mass in Paris.
Is Pat the Bunny on the back of the book? Is that one of the books in the Please Touch series, Pat the Bunny?
Yeah. It's Pat the Bunny and selections from William Blake.
You should read that one. I read it to my daughter and she loved it.
One of my faves.
And now let me bring out the other half of our dynamic duo tonight. It's his character's turn in the spotlight. His character is another broken man. A man who's also angry at society. A man who the world has chewed up and spit out. But did it spit him out because it was done with him? No, he's too strong. The world couldn't chew him up. He's too hard. He's made of only gristle. He wouldn't go down. You understand? The world couldn't swallow him. I think my metaphor, though belabored, does hold up.
An indigestible man.
An indigestible man. Thank you. Yes, playing the river dock worker, union man, Miles Vanderbuck. Please welcome my pal, Mr. Thomas Middleditch, everybody. Whoa! What the?
Oh, no.
You got the preview of that new vampire game? Uh-oh. And you're also silent, my friend. Still silent, friend. Well, your hilarious intro has just destroyed the audio. There you are.
There we go.
It's in cyberspace. Whee!
Yeah, I love cyberspace.
Cyberspace. I was hacking into a mainframe. It was a 3D represented skyscraper.
Holy smoke! What a console cowboy!
You're a web spinner. Do you ever go on to cyberspace and hack into a mainframe and just steal a bunch of creds?
Yeah, I get creds, but I bypass the server proxy and I make sure to download all the data and enhance it.
Yeah. You know, sometimes I'll be like, all my friends will be standing around me and I'll be typing while I'm hacking. And then I'll like turn to them and I'll go, "We're in!" And then they'll all celebrate.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's a classic day in the life of a netrunner.
Yeah. Us netrunners, we have to stick together.
I'm done with this wetware. Jack me into the mainframe, man.
Yeah, I'm not meat. You know, I don't want to be meat anymore. If viewers don't know what we're talking about, you must not be cyberspace cowboys like we are. Miles Vanderbuck, aka Thomas Middleditch, are you ready to do this tonight? What do you think's going to happen? Miles has a sad history. Is he going to get some satisfaction tonight, or is it going to continue down a road of tragedy and heartbreak?
I'm not sure. We'll have to see. I'm going to see exactly where what first thread of this sweater, which Weezer style, I shall unravel that I am offered.
All the threads are there. So let me know if you want to ignore the thread I proffer to you and go pull another one, because that can happen on Stream of Blood, where the players have actual free will and they're not on some sort of railroad. He said before accidentally running a railroad.
Yeah. Well, then riddle me this then. Jared, our Lord of
Yes.
Ceremonies.
Hmm.
Are you going to kick this off by describing how we've begun, or is it up to me?
Oh, that's a very interesting question. Is that something you're interested in describing how the game begins tonight?
I'm not sure if we. Well, hold on. I want to honor last session. I don't know if it sort of ended on a cliffhanger or something.
It did, and I have news for everybody. That cliffhanger, though it is resolved in the minds of myself and Miss Ashley Burch, may not be resolved here in the show tonight.
Oh,
They may have to tune in. Keep tuning in to find out what happened with all of that.
All
Because
right.
tonight it's all about Miles Vanderbuck, baby. It's not about Jen Brown.
okay. Okay. Great. Well, yeah. I think you should lay the scene. You should set the scene before I.
In the scene I shall lay, and I banish Curtis Krieger for the time being. I'll bring you back soon into the Phantom Zone with you. Oh wait, I can do
you're
that.
still here.
I can do
It's
it.
like a
No,
news
I know
act.
how to do it.
Oh.
There. Yeah, I gotta tear. My technical staff. I gotta do everything myself around here. Push buttons, use cyberspace. Okay.
Jeez.
The situation is this: you are in the U.S. Steel Building in Pittsburgh, city of Gothic mystery. You have been called there by your adoptive sire, Miss Adelaide Ross, the Prince of Pittsburgh, a Malkavian, a style icon, and a dictator of the most insidious sort. And she has called you here specifically for a meeting. Would you like to tell me anything about how Miles arrives, what his attitude is when he arrives? Set the scene for your character by all means.
Well, I think by this time now he's had a few meetings with Adelaide, and they all seem to be going by way of kind of like I scratch your back, you scratch mine. But he's not naive to think that she's plotting like next level chess. However, I think his desires are much more attainable, and what comes as a result he may be okay with it. I think he's probably okay. Here's what he's done. He's got a meeting with the prince. He's done his version of dressing nice. So he's got like khakis on, a button-up short sleeve, and it's tucked in with a belt.
Yeah.
He's
like
not
the way
wearing
Nance
his.
used to make him dress for church.
Yeah, he's not wearing his toque, his hat, I guess, as Americans say, and he's just he's coming in and being on his best behavior.
You're on Elysium in a night where there is no blood raving going on. In fact, there's really nobody even in the bar or there on the 60th floor. And so you have to climb the stairs, the lonely stairs, to the chambers of the Prince of Pittsburgh. And you recall that that takes you up. That takes you up past the windows that you saw. Where you saw the original Prince plummet down in our first session.
Yep. Oh yeah.
Yeah, and you climb the stairs, and when you get to the top, Adelaide is waiting, and she is staring out the window that you guys threw. An anarch vampire threw in the first session. She's standing there. She's looking at it. The window, of course, has been repaired, and she turns around and she says, "Miles."
Miss Prince, hi. You summoned me?
Yes, I did. There was some trouble, and Obadiah Griffin has been taken into custody.
Yeah, I know bits and pieces of Obadiah, but I wasn't he I believe he's the CEO of Flowcom.
He is not the CEO. He does have some money in it. He controls it remotely. He's also the Ventru Primogen of Pittsburgh.
Right. Yeah, of course.
And you were aware that the sheriff was going to move against him?
No, not personally.
You didn't know that Miss Brown and the sheriff had collected dirt on him, and they were going to bring him before a Camarilla court.
Miss Adelaide, Miss Prince, do you have a problem with someone who is circumnavigating the vampire laws to be brought to justice?
No, I'm wondering why you didn't tell me, Miles. I'm hurt.
Well, it's hard to know which person to trust in this place. I mean, I'm not exactly, friends with everybody. I mean, you've been good to me, Miss Prince. You've been great, but I figured, is there a problem?
There is a problem, and I have to pause for a moment because apparently I'm very quiet.
Not to me.
Trying, not to me either. I'm very loud on my own headphones. So I'm going to continue with the scene, and unless my crew has some sort of thing they'd like to tell me to troubleshoot it, I'm going to have everybody just turn their volume up for a moment. Okay.
Yeah. Wait, do I sound quiet too?
No, you sound very loud to me. Maybe
Are you coming through your headphone mic didn't you have your fancy mic?
I have my fancy mic. I'm going to try leaving and coming back real quick.
Okay. It's just me, waddly-dee, just me, and Clint. It's me and Clint and me, just two pals forever, back to me and now. Hey.
How's that, everybody? Am I loud enough for you now? I'm waiting for the chat to tell me. Am I loud now?
You're the same, but it was not a problem for me.
So loud. Beautiful. Better. Sounds the same, I think. Same. The thing is, the internet, man. It's like when you're...
All right, I'm coming in.
Oh,
Sorry.
Hey, guys,
Hi, everybody. You've never met me
Baldinger.
before. I'm Brian. I'm one of the producers of the show.
And your TV's on?
What is this?
Feedback.
What's
Sorry.
happening?
Jared.
You can't
Click on cam mic.
click on cam mic.
Mic.
Cam mic in the stream.
Cam mic. Are you coming through your Yeti on audio?
I don't know.
Click on cam mic.
And then you go
The
audio.
bottom of the screen.
Then you go from camera, you go audio,
Okay.
and then you can select your mic.
I am. Yeah, I am
Okay.
coming through my Yeti.
Okay, then move it closer to your mouth.
Okay.
Just move it up so that it's up by your mouth instead of down there.
Okay, it's up by my mouth now.
Okay, just pull it up. I'm not seeing it.
Want it in the shot.
There you go. Great. That's
Tap
great.
it. Tap
Tap it. Tap it. Yeah, that's it. Okay, so you just want to close your mouth. Bye, everybody. Sorry for interrupting the show. Bye, Jared.
Ah.
The thing is,
and you're a
I
stand-up,
was in
right, Jared?
character. I was in character is the thing. And now I don't know if I can get back into it.
But you've been on stage, though. You should know mics.
I should. You're right. I should.
No, I thought you sounded great, angelic even.
I think you sound wonderful, and you look good. And I think
I got
that
a haircut.
we're gonna try to do this. Wait, I need a moment to find Adelaide
Yeah,
again.
center. The lips.
Hello. She yeah. To put it bluntly, she's very annoyed and upset that you didn't tell her that you were going to move against the Ventru Primogen. So I need to know from Miles Vanderbuck what's his response to that?
Well, you see, I might not have Obadiah Griffin as someone on my nice list myself, personally. I've alluded to this in our previous meetings, Miss Prince, but there are some people who have done me wrong personally, and the people that I love wrong personally. And Obadiah Griffin happens to be connected to that in some way. So if you have an issue with me righting my wrongs, then maybe we should discuss it.
When you say this, she smiles very wide, and you can see her her vampire teeth for a moment. And she's like, I'm the prince of the city. And if you're going to come at one of my lieutenants, I expect to be informed.
Well,
but don't worry, you can make it up to me.
Did your lieutenant have something to do with denying my wife, God bless her soul,
As I cry blood.
her health insurance coverage, and she was dying on that bed?
I don't know that we have established that he did have something to do with her health insurance coverage, but he certainly,
Flowcom owns the. I know.
Well, they did provide your health insurance.
Maybe I have my lore incorrect.
No. Actually, now that you say that, yeah, I mean they're the company you worked for technically, and they were screwing over your union. So yeah.
Oh right.
He did. This
lot
guy
of good
did
All right.
over.
Let me get my other connection. He's got a couple vendettas. Miles does.
Yes, there's a list.
Yeah, so I mean, he had something to do with dismantling the unit on the docks. A lot of good men lost their job because of that. Men who put in 40, 50 years on the docks. He got something to do with it. Do you?
You have got to learn how to wage a vendetta.
Not every day.
I could have helped you. No one likes Griffin. I'm just asking you to bring me in. That's all. Now, I'm about to give you an opportunity to make it up to me, Miles. Are you interested?
Maybe.
And he, out of his back pocket, he pulls out one of those, like, brushes only a dad would have, where it's like you slide your hand into it, and it's, like, really coarse and bristly, and he, like, bristles his very short cropped hair.
What are you doing?
Make myself a little bit more presentable. I'm sorry I flew off the handle there.
You see how, pulling out a brush like that sort of defeats. Never mind. Listen to me. We've been sifting through Obadiah's business and have questions. The shipping container at the Flowcom terminal at McKee's Rocks. I think you're familiar with the place?
Yes.
Yes. Well, the shipment was important enough that he was keeping this manifest, and she hands you a cargo manifest, in his safe. Now, we don't know what it's for or why he was moving things in and out of a terminal, a cargo terminal, but I would like for you to go and find out what he was moving and report back.
All right. So you want me to go? Where's this safe located?
Not his. No. The manifest came from his safe. It's
yes.
It's sort of like it tells you where a cargo is moving from, like when to expect it. It's like your FedEx tracking number or whatever.
Okay.
Except you have it in your hand. Wow, thanks for bringing a prop. And you know from looking at it, because Miles has looked at a lot of these things, that this is a manifest for a large shipping container that's been transported through a series of locks and canals all the way from Detroit, then to Cincinnati, and then to Pittsburgh.
So, and she wants me to track the shipping container down?
Well, she explains, it's in a Flowcom terminal. It's quite large. We don't have agents in there, and we don't know how to move the equipment around. I just want to find out what Obadiah was moving using his Flowcom business.
Got it. All right. So I'm gonna find this container and see what's inside and let you know.
And bring something back if it's something valuable or interesting.
All right. Well, look, Miss Prince, I got a request for you. Part of this whole deal.
You would make a request of me.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
Part of this whole deal, me becoming some Twilight monster, is I had to say goodbye to my family, say goodbye to my sweet daughter. Yeah, you got a lot of influence in this town. I want to just make sure that she's going to be all right. You'll look
You're
after her,
saying
won't you?
You want us to provide for your mortal relative.
Just make sure nothing happens to her.
Miles, when I know that I can trust you, we can talk about that.
All right, Miss Prince. I'll show you. You can trust me.
He like limps out of there.
Okay, yes, he's clicking his heels as he carries his cargo manifest. So, he is taking the cargo manifest out of the U.S. Steel building. He's riding down the elevator again. And will he go straight to this terminal, this cargo terminal he knows about? It's near the McKees Rocks Bridge. It's just a huge place where Flowcom has a warehouse. It has cranes. It takes... for a long time, it moved mostly coal in this area. But once Flowcom took over, they found different ways to move different items over the rivers because the coal business is, on its last legs in this part of the country.
That's true. I would know something about the docks and the current and like the state of them, and if it's something that I can just waltz up and say, "Hey, buddy, you remember me? It's Miles. Can I go see this thing?" And if it's going to be friendly, or if I'm going to have to like sneak under the avoiding searchlights.
Right.
Is there a role or anything I could make, or do I just know that because that was my job?
I feel like you just know that because it's your job. And I would say that you know that at 9 o'clock at night, which is what it is for you right now, you walk out into the fragrant Pittsburgh air. You know that at 9 o'clock at night, unless the guys are working double overtime, there's probably nobody there except for the security staff. There are several guards that are kept on duty in this kind of area. And there are also cameras.
Do I know? Have all my friends from the old Union been replaced and dispersed, or do I still have some old buddies?
You definitely have old buddies. There's only one issue, which is that Jen Brown, recently her obituary appeared in the paper. Yours probably wasn't
Right.
prominent enough to make Pittsburgh Post-Gazette headlines, but it's that that the Camarilla has processed your death.
Right.
And so if you do meet up with old buddies, which you can do, and which vampires do, they have touchstones, they have mortal companions, you will technically be breaching the Masquerade, and you will be in some ways inviting danger into your own and their lives.
Right. That's a good reminder.
Yeah.
So if I'm looking at potentially a covert operation into familiar territory and using a camaraderie relationship as a backup if potentially discovered, I'm definitely going to talk to someone who knows about covert operations, my dear friend Curtis.
It sounds like a solid next step. And so can I assume that you return to your haven in Mexican War Streets?
Yeah.
Yes. And arriving in the haven, the old abandoned mattress factory, we find our friend Curtis Krieger just throwing a ball against a wall. Oh, no, throwing it for Ruby, right?
Mm-hmm. Throwing it to Ruby across the wall and having her bring it back again and again.
Curtis, I got something to do.
What you got?
And this is gonna please Miss Prince.
Why you come in here clicking your heels like you just got a golden ticket to visit a chocolate
I
factory?
think you gotta give her a chance. She's quite a special lady. She's obviously too young for me. I don't mean it like that. And obviously my heart's still with the missus, but she's something. And she lets you drink from her wrist.
Wait, what?
If you say that, Curtis, I'll allow you to.
I've heard that. Okay.
I do say that, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
I
But
stand
Miles
up.
isn't an expert at like subterfuge. He's an old guy that's now a vampire.
Right.
I stand up and walk over. And I it's like, There's certain ways of breaking somebody down, repetitive behavior, giving them small tasks to complete, that they feel good when they complete them again and again. Or, you can just give them your wrist to drink from. That's what I do with my dog. These are things somebody does to train a dog, Miles. What sort of relationship are you getting into?
You guys love each other. I ain't no dog, that's for damn sure.
Hey, I know that. I'm asking you, does she know that?
She's gonna help me.
Oh, Jared's frozen, by the way. Jared's gone.
Night of 1,000 technical difficulties.
He's frozen in carbonite.
Here's all I'll say. Can you hear me?
Yes.
Yeah, we can hear you.
Okay, then I'm going to say, I think that Curtis probably also knows a little bit about how blood affects a living thing that drinks it based on his dog. I'll be right back.
Bye-bye, Father.
Bye, Daddy. Zaddy.
Don't you know what sort of thing you're doing? I don't know how I know it. I just know that it works. I felt that it works. It's just like Ruby drinking from me. If you're drinking from her, then she doesn't just give you a gift. She's taken over your mind.
I feel just the same as I ever did. In fact, if anything, I feel 100% better. I mean, look at me. I'm in the best shape of my life. I'm quicker, I'm stronger, I'm more present than I've ever been. Hell, I was thinking I was taking multivitamins because I thought I had Alzheimer's.
Sucking out of a wrist isn't the same thing as sent from silver, Miles.
You think I can't choose what I want to do? Look, she's given me an opportunity to get back at the people that have wronged me in my life. You think I'm not going to do that? She could probably do the same for you if you stop being so proud. One of the 7 deadly ones, you know that, Curtis.
Yeah, right. I've indulged in more of my share of the 7. But look, I know that your mind isn't totally your own, okay? Whether or not this is your own will, that's up for you to figure out. Just know I got my eye on you, but I know what it's like to have unfinished business. I got some of my own. And if this is going to help you get some closure, I'll give you a hand. But I just don't like getting used as an attack dog again and again for fucking crumbs.
Neither do I, but need I remind you, this does happen to be Miss Prince of the whole cabal of vampires.
So you keep saying, what you got? Where are we going?
Well, I'll tell you what, Curtis. If this doesn't do me any solids on the way out for what I want, I'll conclude that Miss Prince maybe doesn't have my best interests in mind, even though I feel that sentiment is best heard by the game master, who is not here.
When the cat's away.
The little goofers get to play. Now all sounds like this. Ooh, no one can stop me.
Let's go to a club.
Razzle dazzle.
Oh, dazzle and razzle. Miles.
Who wants a Baby One Candy show?
Go to a barcade.
All right. I got this paper here. I think it tells me. Well, we all know what you heard. We're going to go to a goddamn shipping container. He'll be back in 2 to 3 minutes. Stall. Vamp.
Vamp.
Okay. Yes.
All right.
And so. Curtis,
Yeah.
Listen to me, damn it.
God, let go of me.
You may be right. I don't know if I can trust her or trust anybody in that whole building. So listen. Here's what we do. We do what she wants. We get what she wants. But maybe we don't necessarily give it to her immediately. You know? I mean, maybe we get a little before we give. How about that?
It seems that what these creatures, what they seem to value more than anything is loyalty. Having secrets.
Loyalty.
Loyalty,
Yeah.
loyalty. Yeah. Wow. Curtis, do you have like a Beats pill around here?
I always carry mine. I'm a booze man.
Yeah. Regular Bozeman.
Miles has that new like floppy speaker collar that's been advertised on YouTube a lot now.
It's like I hear it in the room.
Okay.
But yeah, so if as long as you can prove that you're loyal, then we're safe.
All right, here's
we
the
can
thing.
pursue our own agendas.
Curtis, we got to come up with a plan here. So we're going to go to the docks. I know the docks. I know them like the back of my hand.
All right. But
We
the
gotta
people
go.
there also know you.
Ah!
We figured it out.
Yeah.
Great.
We've
And
done
I don't
that
know
for
you.
nothing.
I
got
don't
the
know your
diamonds.
plan, right?
It was in this container. It was a bunch of diamonds, right?
What? Oh, you solved the entire adventure. Is what you're telling
Yeah, we're
me.
done.
Yeah.
Wow, that's great. Well, you should have texted me. I wouldn't have even came back. Guys, apologies. There was a flux in the force, and I was gone for a little bit. These things happen sometimes, and it's like one time someone got sick while I was playing role-playing games, and another time somebody got a divorce while I was playing role-playing games and had to leave for a while. That really happened during a Dungeons & Dragons game in New York, so I'm glad mine was just a little technical snafu. What have Curtis and Miles decided about this mission?
We decided that we're going to do it.
Yeah, we were just role playing for a bit.
Now
That's why I get the two greatest improvisers I know to be in my games, because if I go away, I know that while I'm gone, they're just saying like, let's do it. Yeah, that sounds good. I agree to do it.
No, we were giving color. We were having a debate as to what character motivation is. It was like we really got into some good scene work there. Well done, Ross.
we built these
Beautiful.
characters and the world.
I think
you.
so. Miles relays the situation that we've got to go to the container. We've got to. I know that he knows the docks. It's at nighttime. That the first plan of attack is to go incognito and under stealth. And if you, Curtis, can apply your expertise
Have what you saw over there in the shit.
to maybe help us get in there. I know the docks like the back of my hand, but I don't know how to scoot and boot.
All right. And what you're saying is if everyone who would be there would know you, and if they saw you, they'd have some questions about why a dead man's walking around.
I mean, yes, exactly. But I don't know if everyone there would know me. It's been a few years since I worked in the docks. I'm retired.
Best case scenario, we get out, nobody sees nothing.
Exactly. But also, how the hell are we going to get into the shipping container? I don't know how to pick no goddamn locks.
No, but you do know how to you do know how to open a shipping container. I mean, it's what you did for a living.
It's true.
Yeah.
And I know exactly where the bolt cutters are if we need them, and this and that and all that.
Sure.
Right.
There's special devices that are used to do it. You kind of undo these locks on the side, and you actually use a big machine to do it. That's the only thing, is that it looks like it's going to require using like a crane device possibly to move and open this thing up. And you know that from your time working there as a mortal.
Right.
And I assume, how to do that. Okay. Well, there's cameras, you say, which we cannot get caught on.
No.
So
First thing, we disable those.
either disable or from your time there, do you know is there a way you can get onto the premises without being seen? Is there some sort of...
Yeah, the north entrance.
Oh, good.
Well, wait. I mean, Miles did work there, and it's possible he knows that, but it's not definite that he knows that. Why don't you give me...
I spent 40 years there. Goddamn.
That's true. That's true. Yeah, I don't know. I think I still want to roll, and I don't think you need very many successes, but I think I want an intelligence plus stealth roll. I worked at many places, and I didn't know the secret way to get in and out of them. I just knew the main way that you got in and out of them.
How does 2 successes sound?
It sounds like plenty. And what that tells you is that there is a way to get in that will not trip the security cameras, they don't expect to have to monitor with cameras the people that are entering via the water. They're trying to keep people out of the fence, which is facing the land.
You know anybody that's got a boat?
Yeah, there's one in here. No, I figured
Maybe you could procure one if that's what you'd really like to do. I mean, we could roll to see if you're able to procure one. I know that you guys have criminal contacts, and nothing's more criminal than having a boat.
I do have criminal contacts. I don't know how that happened.
You've been developing them by meeting various vampires and their ghouls and things like that, and being the kind of person that skulks around in alleyways, biting people that happen by.
We're looking. Yeah, I'd like to consult the criminal contacts and looking for like just a simple, like small rowboat or canoe or something.
Right. Okay. So I think that what you do is you're going to roll your. Let's see. Why don't you give me your resolve plus your streetwise, and you can add your dots of contacts.
Okay.
And you are kind of like getting a hold of kindred, and to do that, they're all Camarilla kindred, so they don't have cell phones on them. You're literally walking to like different neighborhoods in their havens and talking to their ghouls and seeing if someone can get their hands on a boat. And let's see how you do.
I got 4 successes.
You do stunningly, and basically a little farther upriver, someone is willing to meet you with a canoe, or if that's what you want, or do you want something more elaborate? Do you want a motorboat or something like that?
No.
Canoe has the benefit of being silent, just slow.
Yeah.
Okay.
So hold on. Actually, no way. I like a little outboard thing because we can always just like turn off the motor and then like scoot in, and then speed away if need be.
Okay, so you're talking to Roman. If you remember Roman from Elysium that time, he is a large, muscly Nosferatu, and he's like, yes, of course, Miles, anything you need, man. Anything you need for the guy that brought in that fucking anarch, man.
Yeah. What do you want?
Yeah.
Women, drugs.
Yeah, I mean, I can get you that shit if that's what you want, man.
No. Just give me a nice little outboard motor boat.
Great, my guys will meet you, and he gives you the location, and you can kind of meet him, and you'll have your boat.
Okay, great. All right. Well, then I think we do just that. We go there.
I'm trying to think of anything that I might need. I take maybe.
He says Roman actually grabs you as you leave his spot here in town. He keeps a haven near Polish Hill, being a Nosferatu, and he's like, one thing, man, like I'm not gonna charge you nothing, but like maybe next time you do me a favor, right?
Yeah, sure, Roman. That's fine. I'll owe you one.
Right on, man.
flashing fangs.
Yeah. Flashing fangs.
Flashing fangs.
Hashtag flashing fangs.
Get him down, baby.
Okay. So, you know where to go. You know where to meet the boat. Anything else you'd like to do to prep?
Maybe disguise somewhat. Get some clothes that are skulky and sneaky, where even if we're caught on camera, they don't see our faces.
Great.
Yeah, man. Just like a balaclava or something.
Oh yeah, are we in balaclavas now?
Let's. It's full like
Heat.
Yeah, heat job.
Great. I'm not going to make you work to acquire those. I feel like that's something you guys may have had laying around somewhere, or maybe Nixon, the guy that formerly owned your haven, had some accoutrement like that in the haven. So you now have those things. Are you taking weapons with you?
I would like to.
Okay. And you have okay. Miles,
I like as if I see you loading up your handgun or whatever you're putting on, I say,
No, don't use this on any of my friends, all right? There are good men and women that work there.
Okay. I think we need to set the scene now. I think we need to go.
Or something,
And,
like a backpack or something to put whatever, like a duffel bag, because I don't know what's going to be in the container. I don't know if it's small or big.
Right. I think
bags.
I think you've got like a big pile of duffel bags. You're like, is this going to be like a bank job from one of my favorite heist movies? I might need to move unmarked currency. Who knows? So you've got like, let's see, you've got 4 huge duffel bags with you as well.
Great. And also our emotional support animal.
Oh yeah, Ruby. Yeah. And so in an hour or so, as it's kind of approaching midnight, you or 12:30, you kind of meet these like young, skinny-looking guys with like tats and like tank tops who are like they're wearing tank tops and cargo pants, and they're standing near the river, upriver, where it's a little less guarded, it's a little less urban, it's kind of out in the suburbs a little bit, and they're standing by the water with a big boat for you.
All right. Thank you, gentlemen.
Hop in. If we're far away, I'll start up the motor and go at least putter us there some way. But if we're pretty close, I'll just paddle us in.
I think that you'll need to do a little bit of motoring for a little while. Yeah. And they go, Roman says keep the boat.
Oh, jeez. All right, well, will do. The favor that I owed him was just for the... All right, well, this just cost me a lot more.
Yeah. And you push the boat out into the water, and you start motoring down, and then you're gonna turn it off when you get close, right? Is that what you were telling me?
Yeah.
Okay.
Stealth mode.
Oh, we're entering stealth mode? Well, then why don't we even do a little bit of a stealth roll? I just want to see how good Miles and Curtis are at this. And you know what? Either of you can roll it. It doesn't have to be Miles. I want to see how you're doing. Like, do you shut the motor off like when you should? Things like that.
What do you roll? Stealth and something?
I think for this, I want stealth plus wits.
Three success.
Hey, that's a lot of good successes.
Also 3 success.
Well,
Oh, 3 successes. That equals 6 successes altogether. I got to tell you that this espionage team silently slides up to the docks. And to be clear, the docks are kind of, the wharf is kind of above your head right now. You're kind of like moving down in between the pylons right now because it's meant to, meet up with much larger boats and barges and things like that. But there's muddy ground here. You could climb up into the Flowcom terminal if you wanted, or you could, tell me what you'd like to do. You could climb up onto the dock itself.
First, masks on. Mm-hmm. Tie up the boat under the dock so it doesn't like float out and be seen. I think initially I'd like to sort of leap up onto something and pull myself up and look to see what is.
Coast clear.
Great. Okay, you're leaping up to see what is. And
pulling up with my ropey 62-year-old vampire arms.
Okay. The second you leap up to see what is, you see one of the night security guys wandering by. He's they use segways, and he's segwaying by. I know that's very Paul Blart, but people actually do this, especially when it's a really large flat area. He's got to kind of monitor. He's got to go in between all these rows of cargo containers, and he's going by. He's like one of those security guys who's wearing like a polo shirt with the logo of his security company on it, and he rolls by, the lights coming off of the Segway. But I gotta say, your 3 successes means you don't go, oh well, hey, here I am. Like you're very you're very stealthy, and he doesn't quite see you, and he rolls by.
Okay. Well, once the coast is clear, I sort of look back down to Curtis, say,
all right, let's go.
Hoist myself up.
I command Ruby. It's like, are we going up a ladder?
Not really. You're just kind of climbing. Ruby's fine though. Being a dog, she can just kind of like up the side of the muddy slope. She is getting covered in mud, but she's got no problem climbing that little slope there. And soon you're all standing and you're looking. There's a bit of a platform, a bit of an open staging space, and then there is a maze of these enormous shipping containers. They look like the kind of thing that goes on top of a barge or the back of a train, when the trains like go by for 10 minutes. These enormous metal containers. And they, if you get close, have manifest numbers and things on them that you can check off of your manifest paper that you have.
Scuttle hurry across the open ground to the beginning of the maze of containers.
Okay. I will tell you, Miles, that just because you know the place, you know that you are probably getting close to a place where if you're not, if you get to the other side of these containers, like if something causes you to run out of the containers toward where the street and the offices and the entrance of the gate are, you will be in camera range.
Right.
So you're kind of you got to kind of stay in these maze of containers. And you might mention that to Curtis. I'm just telling you that. So in case you guys start taking some sort of evasive action, say if something were to happen.
My God.
Mm-hmm. It's not going to happen.
Is cross referencing? This is going to be a flawless stealth mission. I got it. Is cross referencing the manifest details to the actual containers something that is by a system? So it's like, this is the 200 block E row, like 6 container up. Is that standard and uniform? And I would just be able to look at that and be like, oh yeah, that's on the south side. Or is it coded and I have to get like the master list from the office, then decode it and then like do that?
It is not coded. It's not the Flowcom system is. They made so many improvements when Flowcom took over, and it's so easy and quick to determine where the container is you're looking for. You guys used to do it in this old-fashioned way that was very inefficient, but now Flowcom has fixed that. So you are able to find your container. The only problem is I want wits plus awareness rolls as you're searching for it in the dark. And I want to see how quickly you find it.
Okay.
I also just thought of something. But oh well. One success.
Okay,
Two successes.
Okay, you guys are searching for a little while, and you are starting to get worried, and then you realize that the problem that you're having is that it's up. It's like in a stack of like 4, and it's like third from the top, and that's why you were kind of missing it at first. So you definitely are going to need to use the crane to kind of get it loose and get it down and get it open.
Definitely.
Does this place have it's got to have some kind of main office?
It does.
Because what I'm looking for... No, because there's no uniform, I guess. You don't wear a uniform when you're a dock worker, but you could maybe have overalls.
There's no uniform, but they generally all wear work pants, safety vests, helmets,
Is it too weak to have this in hindsight that maybe I brought this in my duffel bag?
That you brought
like my old gear from
you know what? I don't think that's crazy, but I do think you need to roll to see if you remembered to do it.
Okay.
So I want you to give me an intelligence plus subterfuge roll to see if Miles remembered to bring his old work vest.
Okay.
And I need at least 2 successes.
What about 4?
You brought your old work vest. You brought your old ID. It's probably canceled now, but you have it. You can clip it on there. And aside from a lack of the helmet, which you did not bring, you in theory belong there.
Okay.
So what's your plan? You're just gonna go there and fire the thing up and pull the thing down. Hope, and if anybody walks over, just say you're doing it. You're on the job.
That's my Yeah, is if not if, but most likely when someone calls me up, because this is when you fire this thing up. That's a 460 HP diesel, twin diesel engine. All right, that's gonna sound loud. So when someone comes up and asks me about it, my point is gonna be that this is a last minute rush. Occasionally that would happen. You'd have to be called in after hours and make something go, but you need a CRP receipt. And I don't have a CRP receipt.
Right, the CRP receipt, because I mean this is a 60 RP diesel.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
I gotta get my 221R form out, and that's not signed by the system manager.
How impressed would everybody be if we all knew the exact details of these cranes right now?
Yeah.
That would be amazing. I think that we do. I think that you're right. It is a 60 RP diesel, and I do think that you need the form that you mentioned. So, are you going to try it? The crane's right there. It's sitting big and dark and cold, and it is enormous. I mean, we're talking like stories high.
That is to get the crane. That is to get the container off the unit, right?
Mm-hmm.
Off the stack.
Yes. Once it's off the stack, you can open it in a variety of ways. The right way is to use kind of like this forklift machine, which is also somewhere on the dock here, or you can like try to pry it open, but it would be difficult.
But then that would have left such a mark anyway. I was like, we should have brought like a torch or something. But then that would have been like so conspicuous, because then are you gonna?
There's no super stealthy way of doing it. I mean, would it even make sense for somebody to just fire one of these things up, or is there a guardhouse that you'd have to check in at if you were going to do this legitimately, like you're pretending to do?
Well, if Travis McMalligan was the last person to use that crane, he probably the dumbass left the keys still in the rig, which are not regulation. Anyone else, it could be in the manager's office.
So
Want to go up there and check it out?
yeah, I think the plan is we're gonna go up into the crane, check to see if the keys are still in there, and then if we get called out, I've got a plan of bluff attack.
You guys you and the dog kind of footpad over to the crane. You climb up into, there we are. Mm-hmm. You climb up into the cab, and the key is not in there. Yeah, I mean, someone was following the rules. So you probably are going to have to sneak over to the manager's office.
All right.
That means you're going to be on camera.
Yeah. I think at this point, I'm going to have to play the part and do cleanup afterwards.
All right.
Because there's no way I'm not a what's a cat burglar. I can't break into the goddamn office. Although,
yeah. So okay, I'm gonna change up into. I'm gonna put the vest on and all that kind of stuff. Take off the balaclava.
Mm-hmm.
Hashtag get pink.
Yes. Okay. So give me a rouse roll.
Sure. What's that? How does that again? Just one
die and see if it comes up 6 or above.
Ruby and I will secrete ourselves in the shadows and just cover and watch.
Yeah.
I got a failure on that.
Then that just means that getting pink caused you 1 hunger. And I'm going to rule that brings you to 2 hunger. You're probably not at 0 hunger. You haven't fed from our friend the prince's wrist in a while. So you are now at 2 hunger. So you feel like the heat of life go back into your face and into your extremities. And I think with Miles, anytime he gets pink, there's a layer of tiredness that comes over him as well when he gets pink.
Like my old self.
That's the horror of being an old vampire. Is like, as long as you just stay in vamp form, you feel so great. But the second you get pink, you start to feel kind of worn again. And now you're going to walk over to the offices?
Yeah, I'm going to get my union card already, get all that stuff, and just sort of like play the part as if I'm supposed to be there, and walk on up to the offices. And
Excuse me. Hello? Excuse me.
Hey there.
What are you doing out there? This guy starts to approach you with a flashlight.
Who am I speaking to?
You're speaking to security, sir. What are you doing on this lot?
I guess you must be one of the new guys.
Yeah, but do you work here? He's kind of like running his you just see a bright light from him, but he's kind of running his flashlight over you. He sees your vest. He sees your little badge.
Yes and no. Listen, Padre, you're going to want to make this nice and easy because
I would know, hopefully, if there were sometimes things that were above board in the docks and sometimes things that were below, and the
You absolutely would.
Brotherhood of Union would look the other way, much like, well, let's not get into that. Let's not get into the pros
Not
and
all
cons of
unions are great.
Yeah, all unions are great.
Let's just say that.
Okay,
Unions, collective action, it's a good idea, and no union has ever done anything illegal. Okay,
Great.
that's established.
Oh, God.
For labor.
Yeah, yeah. We all have to wrestle with our own ideals. Anyway, and that if there is someone potentially or something or maybe some like not code word, but like I'm like howling at the midnight moon, if you know what I'm saying. Maybe some kind of thing that you can say to kind of clarify the situation. Which, if this is a new guy, he may not know.
Yeah, you didn't know the entire security staff even when you worked here for 40 years. You know, they moved in, they moved out. You knew some of them well. And in fact, that is the code word here. You have to tell them that Robbie sent you.
I'm just doing a little midnight work because, Robbie sent me.
The guy like pauses for a second. Then he puts his flashlight up to his face. He's kind of a chubby guy, you know. He's got a mustache. He's like, Robbie?
Yeah, Robbie. If you don't buy that, we can talk to a few old timers who used to work around here. Ronell's can vouch for him.
Relax. I just haven't seen you before. Usually they send. Wait, who do they send? Usually they send Kyle for this stuff. Okay.
Trust me, I've put in my time here. I used to work here 40 years.
All right.
I know what I'm doing. Looking for the keys for the 220 XL.
Yeah, all right. Follow me. And he takes you up to the offices and into like the little kind of workroom off of the big break room where you kind of suit up for the day. You kind of grab, there's a place to punch in and out, and there's all kinds of little tools and things people would throw onto their belt that they weren't really supposed to take home with them, including these little key rings that you use to operate some of the equipment.
Okay. It should be pretty painless. I only need about under an hour to get this whole thing done. I'll make it quick.
You make it quicker than an hour, okay? Because it's my ass, all right? I mean, like,
Sure.
I want to help you guys out, but, like, I mean, I thought this was going to be Kyle, and now you don't know. All right, old man, just...
I don't know, Kyle, all right? you got a beef with Kyle, you take it up with him or Robbie. But, look, I'll do it as quick as I can, all right?
Like, get out the door and go,
blood.
erupting from my pores. Awful.
In the shadows, Curtis is like, "I'll be damned, you did it."
Yeah, as I twirl the keys. Tickling. All right, hop in the machine, boot her up, scoot along that top track, I guess.
It's called booting up.
Yeah. Now, I am not going to make you roll for this. This is just something that Miles did. He knew how to do it. So, much like Tom Cruise in The War of the Worlds, Miles is the best there is at what he does. And what he does is moving large cargo. And so you start like, and it is really loud, and there's a lot of lights on this machine. But soon the case in question has been lowered down into that kind of staging area near the water.
Okay.
And you have it on the ground where you need it.
Okay, great. I hop out of the crane and make my way to the forklift, but I'm trying to keep an eye out for Kruger because I want to pass a little piece of information to him as I sort of walk by, but not like stopping to have a conversation with an anonymous thing in the shadows.
Okay, so you're just kind of walking and you just kind of like nod at him?
Yeah, and I go,
Whatever I take out of this thing, just bring it to the shadows. And meet me at the boat.
All right.
because I'm not, I don't have my duffel bag. I'm just a guy with this now.
Great. I take the duffel bags and put them over my shoulders, and
Yeah, just lurk in the shadows.
I'll be ready. Just give me the high sign, and I'll take it down.
Okay. Bob and I hop into the Bobcat 6120.
The Bobcat 6120. Basically, this is it's really not a Bobcat. It's a modified forklift that kind of like has this attachment onto it that hooks certain parts of the front door, and sort of essentially it's like a big key for a lock.
Right. Okay. Zoom it on up and click it on in. Crank it on out.
And soon you are backing up, and it's kind of clicked off. You're just pulling off the front door of the.
I don't pull it entirely off. I just want to crack it open so I can get inside, because I actually want that door to hide anything that I'm doing in there as well.
Okay, great. So now it's open. Are you going on your own here, or what are you doing?
I'll hop out and hop into the container and start rummaging.
Okay. You hop out. You hop into the container. It's very dark in there.
A Vorpal sword. Cool.
No, not a Vorpal sword at all.
Ring of protection?
The first thing that you notice as you approach is that it stinks very, very badly.
Nani?
Now that you've opened this kind of wall of the crate, there's like an enormous amount of like odor coming out of there, and a kind of a heat that you kind of recognize, the heat of like combusting, kind of decaying flesh.
God damn it. Miss Prince, what'd you get me into now?
That stuff. Might as well keep going in.
Okay, great. You step inside and your foot hits something soft and kind of inert, and you look down and you see a dog. The dog is dead. By the way, Vampire the Masquerade is a mature game for mature audiences only. And then you look around and you notice that there's not just one dead dog, but there's actually 6 or 7 that you can just see in the sliver of moonlight. And that's when you hear coming from the back of the crate, and suddenly someone leaps at you, or something. You are being attacked. Something is leaping onto you and screaming and growling. What do you want to do?
If it's leaping, I'm going to try and defend myself again. But there's probably not an active defense in this game.
There absolutely is. So all rolls sort of happen at the same time in a vampire combat. So basically, you could defend yourself with your brawling skill, or with kind of a dodging kind of maneuver, since this is a hand-to-hand combat attack. What would you prefer to use?
My brawling skill.
Okay, great. So for you, I want you to roll strength plus brawl versus this person's attack.
What does prowess mean in the potence discipline?
Yeah, so that means that you're adding your potence to any strength-based rolls that you do that involve like feats of strength. Basically, you can like rip off car doors and things like that now.
I wonder if this is like a thing that counts under that, because I think what I'd like to do is if he's...
Oh, you also added to your unarmed attacks. I apologize. Go ahead and say what you were saying.
Oh, okay. Well, then this will happen here because if he's lunging at me, I'd like to sort of grapple him as opposed, as opposed to immediately just start swinging for death. I'd like
Great.
to grapple.
Yeah. Okay. So, you are grappling. This person is. I mean, they seem like they're leaping to just kind of rip you to pieces. So here we go. Ready? Roll.
It's no good. It's no good.
What is it?
0 successes.
Oh, damn. Well, that's very bad, in fact. And I hope you're rolling your hunger die as well.
I did.
This character, whatever this growling phantom is, got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 successes. So, based on your 0 successes, you take nothing away from their damage. And I'm going to roll that Miles has taken half of that in superficial damage. So Miles has taken 2 superficial damage, because right now they haven't like bit you or clawed you or anything. They've grappled you, and this person has you. And Miles, they are like ripping at you like a cat that's gone feral. And you notice that they have like long strings of hair that are kind of like getting in your eyes and getting in your face, and they are pushing you down to the ground. You've taken 2 superficial damage right now. And what would you like to do this round?
Okay, I'm just trying to figure out how best to mark it on like a PDF. Hold on. 2 superficial damage.
You did add your potence to your roll, right, Miles?
I did. It was
Okay.
just a failure all around.
Just making sure.
I'll just write it down. Hold on, wait. Beat 2 superfish. Okay. On the ground. Maniacal specter attacking.
Okay, yeah.
I'd like to. Can I take like a split second to just try and get a glimpse of like what the hell this is?
Yeah, I think that you can. I think that makes a lot of sense. So in the scuffle, you are getting a look, and this figure appears to be a woman, African American, and she has like long kind of dreads that are kind of like getting into your face a little bit as she attacks, and you recognize her. You recognize her from early in your career as a vampire.
As a vampire.
Yes,
Oh, yeah.
This is Bex. Bex, yes, who worked for the sheriff, who brought you to your first meeting at Elysium, along with Nixon, the guy that you basically got arrested, that you basically put on trial instead of you. Nixon and Bex were like the 2 vampires that walked you to Elysium that first night, and she got away when they arrested Nixon. When they brought him into the custody of the Camarilla, she escaped.
And both of them were being accused of being anarchs.
You got it, buddy.
And I'm in this container that allegedly belongs to Obadiah.
That's correct, my friend. So what does it all mean? Meanwhile, Ruby starts going.
Yeah, have I heard anything from the?
I think that now you're hearing. I think you're far enough away, Krieger, that you're hearing like a kang, 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 like, once he's gone inside.
Okay.
And now Ruby is growling like a mad dog.
I think I suspected that there was something fucking dangerous in this thing anyway, and I'm just like, oh, just make eye contact with Ruby, and it's like, whatever's attacking him, take it down.
The dog takes off toward the container, and so that's the dog's action this turn. What is Miles going to do?
Okay, if so, it's on top of me. I'd like to. Let's see. I've seen enough UFC to know this is possible. I'd like to sort of reverse the tables to go from under to over, grapple style, and just try and hold her and subdue her in some way.
Okay, great. Give me a it's a strength plus brawl roll, and it's going to be versus her strength plus brawl, and we're going to see who does best. Also, Miles, are you healing your damage? You can. Well, you might not want to do it because it requires, I believe, a rouse roll. But you can every turn. I think every turn, Miles can rouse to heal damage. Right now he just has 2 superficial, but just keep in mind that you can do that. Are you ready to roll?
I am. I got 2 successes.
Okay, our friend, oh my god, she got a bestial failure. She rolled 4. I can't believe this roll. 4 2s and 3 1s. So she is completely. You do flip her, and you've got her down like a rabid dog. You've got her like down, and you're like grappling with her, and she's like growling and like bucking at you and like trying to get free. What do you want to do?
Bex, calm down, damn it. Easy.
Oh, you're gonna try to talk her down from whatever this frenzy is.
Yeah, to keep her held, to keep her grappled.
Okay.
And see if I can sort of say, Bex, it's just calm down, stop fighting.
Okay. That's what you're gonna do. I think that for that I want a charisma plus persuasion roll, but I have bad news for you about this. So go ahead and try that.
She's in beast mode. I'm gonna say I tried, and then
Well, what it means is, it takes extra successes to affect a vampire in frenzy using mind control powers. So in order to just persuade them, it takes so many successes. I'm going to require 5 successes to get her to stop. Get her to just stop for a second.
Okay, great. I got 0.
Okay, great. And that's also when Ruby comes around the corner and leaps onto her and starts growling and ripping at her leg. And Bex is like looking at you, and her eyes are just, there's no person in there right now. She's just like completely feral. And now she's going to try to push you off. And what are you going to do this turn? Ruby's going to continue chomping at Bex's leg.
I'm just going to keep holding her down, because what I'd like to do, I think my goal now, this may be too much for one turn, but my goal now is to just kind of like, because I don't think you can put a vampire in a sleeper hold and have them pass out, because
you can't. No, you can't.
So I'm just going to grapple her and keep her subdued, and try and tell Ruby to stop attacking, and then look around the container to see if I can notice anything else other than dead dogs.
Okay. I think that's a fair. Yeah. Okay. So give me just that grappling roll again. That strength plus brawl to kind of keep her held. She's gonna try to break your grip, and Ruby's gonna continue to kind of help you by like pulling at her leg and like pulling her back toward you, like ripping at her. And here we go. Okay. That time she did a little better. That time, she rolled 3 successes. How'd you do?
2. Can I use the willpower at this point, or do I have to declare it before?
You can. Yeah. I mean, you hadn't told me your result. Oh, sorry. You hadn't told me your result yet. So go ahead. Yeah, go ahead and re-roll those failed dice. As long as they're not hunger dice, you can re-roll them.
In this thing, how do you see what's hunger dice? Oh, they're highlighted in the red square. So one of them was, and 2 of them. Okay, great. So I'm going to put down a -1 willpower. Okay, and then I'll redo that. I got 2 successes, and then hopefully this will do 1. So I got it's 3 from 3 successes to 4.
Okay, wow.
Oh, no, wait, that's 2 to
2 to 3,
okay.
right?
From 2 to 3. Sorry, that's 2 to 3.
So from 2 to 3, so you guys kind of equally match, and she is really kind of like giving you a run for your money, but in this particular round, you're like completely evenly matched. You're trying to talk her down. That doesn't seem to be working. And I'll tell you something else. You see that the dog has been ripping at her, and the only thing that it's broken is her clothes. Like, it's like you're holding like a person made of iron. Like, she just feels like solid steel beneath you. I ask you what you would like to do this round, because she is still going nuts and trying to escape.
I don't mean to break order, but can I maybe do something also?
Yes, absolutely. You could run over if you'd like.
I would like to make, if mask on,
Yeah.
I'd like to run into the driver's seat of the forklift
Yeah.
and yell to him, "Get the fuck out of there! Get the fuck out of there now!"
Okay, okay, great. Curtis runs. He gets into the driver's seat of the forklift. He screams, "Get the fuck out of there!" What are you going to do this turn, Miles? Just try to keep her a little longer, or are you going to let her go and run?
I need to. I mean, if this is the thing that I'm supposed to see, that's fine. But and it sounds like I don't know what else would be in this container, but I do want to have one more round of holding on to her and looking as to what else is in this container.
Oh yeah, you told me before that you wanted to see what else was in the container, didn't you?
Yeah.
You look back into the container and you see that there's like they've stacked like different types of like actual cargo, like the kind of stuff they'd ship, like bananas and fruits and things like that, in such a way to kind of hide her a little bit, but she's knocked down a ton, like big walls and pieces of that kind of structure. And back behind there, you can see kind of like a smelly mattress, and that's all you can see from your vantage point here.
What do I think of Bex?
She never did you wrong. But she's probably not your pal either. She didn't treat
Maybe
you.
A vampire.
Yeah.
Yeah. Miles is just a guy. Okay. All right. How am I gonna keep her in and me not? Okay. I'd like to. I realize I have prowess as an ability. I'd like to sort of like, as if I'm sort of scuffling on the ground, like get up and hoist her, and then just like like launch her back to the back of the container.
Okay, great. Great. She's going to try to escape again. You're going to try to do that. And Curtis has, on this turn, ran and jumped into the seat of the forklift. Here we go. Ready? Give me that roll. Make sure you add your potence. Okay. Oh, what a satisfying sound when the dice roll.
Okay. I'm not hot tonight, boys.
Well, that's unfortunate because
with us.
What she has just done is score a messy critical to the tune of 4 10s. So not only do you not throw her, she throws you. She tosses you off of her. Let's see which direction you go in. Yeah, okay. So she's kind of tossed you kind of toward Curtis and the forklift, but kind of to his right, like closer to the shoreline.
I've been tossed out of the container?
You've been tossed out of the container out onto the asphalt of this kind of dock staging area, and she successfully gotten you off of her and gotten you at a distance from her. It's kind of like hard to, you'd have to take a whole action to get back up to her and try to attack her again. The dog, though, is still worrying at her. Mm-hmm. And now it's everybody's next turn. What are you going to do, Curtis?
I will say to Ruby telepathically, "Return."
Yeah.
And at that point, I'm just going to hit the gas and try to close her back in the container.
Okay, great. And what are you going to do, Miles Vanderbuck?
Get up and run to the forklift to make sure that Curtis knows what lever to press and everything.
Okay. Here we go. Let's begin. I think that, Curtis, I want a dexterity plus drive roll from you. Okay. Miles, I want a manipulation plus technology roll to tell Curtis how to work it. And if you succeed in your roll, Curtis can have extra dice. And you'll see what Bex does.
Okay, I got 3 successes.
Oh, great. Okay, so take an extra die on that drive roll, Curtis. And let's see how our friend does.
I got 2 successes then, even with the extra die.
Okay, let's see how she does. Okay. All right. Wow, I can't believe this. So she's very fast, but it's just like the dog jumps off of her and she doesn't quite move quite fast enough. She's back in that container and she also got 2 successes. So I'm going to rule that you put the pedal to metal on that thing. Miles is like, pull the lever, and you just like, and you pull the lever right at the right moment and you just like latch right back into that container and you shut it.
I go.
That's when you hear a voice say, "What the fuck is going on?" And you see this flashlight coming toward you guys.
I yank Curtis out of the thing and shove him into the shadows.
I allow that to happen. I guess.
Sorry, pal.
Yeah.
And I stumble out of the forklift, and I go to the security guard. Do not go in there.
He's like, "What are you guys? I mean, what are you doing?"
We got what we came for, but we're gonna have to. That cargo's been contaminated. We're gonna have to seal that one up. You get your red tape over here. That thing's going bye-bye.
Manipulation plus subterfuge.
Manipulation plus subterfuge. Got it. 4. Beep. Bop. Oop. A messy critical. 5 successes, 2 criticals somehow.
Okay, so a messy critical means that it's not enough for you to trick this guy. You know, Miles is like, this is my territory. This is my turf as an animal. And it's not enough for me to trick him. I have to dominate this guy. I have to let him know that I am higher in the food chain. So you need to tell me how Miles is doing that.
Well, definitely through an intimidation roll. But he's going to, if the security guy's like, what are you talking about? I'm going to go march on up to him and says,
look, I'm working at this goddamn dock longer than you've been in goddamn diapers. You think just because you got a 2-inch pecker, you can tell me what to do? You better turn right around and pretend you didn't see anything. Otherwise, me, Donnie, Kyle, and whoever else I fucking want is going to have your ass for grass. Pecker dick.
I think that you inadvertently use your daunt presence power while you're doing this. So I want you to roll no, you don't have to roll. Yeah, roll a intimidation roll. Charisma plus intimidation and add 2 dice for your presence to the roll.
Is like a new thing I've done. I didn't even know.
Yeah, so you have this power called Daunt, and Daunt means that you're not only is you've used awe a couple times to make people like fascinated with you or trust you when you're acting pitiable, but the thing Miles has never done is use his Daunt power, which is he has like super intimidation.
Cool. I love that that's in the package of this like Nick Nolte character.
Yeah.
That'd be great. Wow, all those dice rolls. I got 3 successes.
Yeah, but it's powered by the blood. So
Yeah.
when you say all that, like pecker wood, like it's like the blood is like moving through you, and your eyes like kind of glow with rage. And the guy's like, "Yeah, no, it's yeah, okay."
No,
I sort of grab him by the collar.
no, am I going to hear from you again tonight, or are you going to go do your job and fuck off?
But I'm gonna fuck off.
Yeah, you're going to fuck off. Be a good little boy.
I spin him around and push him to have him sort of stumble on back into the other way.
He runs back up to the office.
All right.
Now, how are you going to handle this? How are you going to
don't know.
handle...
To be honest, I'm pretty pissed at the prince right now.
It's like, you've got enough from the shadows. I maybe just like, psst.
Yeah.
I'm still over here.
I got enough information. Yeah, I got plenty of goddamn information. Let me put all this crap back, and I'll meet you at the boat.
See, once again, we're a fucking dog. Send us into a goddamn death trap.
Now, here's what I have to tell you something, Miles. You want to be pissed at the prince. You do. You want to be. But you're just not. You're just not.
Like, have a contest in that? Can I, or am I not automatically?
Yeah. Do you want to roll your remaining willpower against your? And if you succeed, you can be angry with her.
So to roll one's remaining willpower, it's however many pips there are is how many dice I roll.
Yeah, it's what. So you used some today.
Used one, yeah.
Yeah, you used one, so you're rolling at one less right now.
Okay, great.
Miles has quite a bit of willpower.
Yeah. Do I count my hunger in this roll?
No.
Okay, great. 4 successes.
Okay, Miles. See, Miles has extremely strong will, and so even though he feels in some way like a weird shame about it, he's pissed at her. He feels like he was sent into a trap, maybe, or maybe it wasn't that premeditated, but he's mad. He's angry.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay, I march back in. I sort of get back to the crane, actually, before I put it in the crane, I go to the office and I go to where a storage is, where they've got, it's like maybe the dock workers version of like caution tape. It's like, do not, like contaminated contents tape. And I grab that, grab a roll of that, make a big X on the door, then take the crane back up and put it, actually,
What?
do I put it even back? I'm going to go, you know what I'm going to go do? I'm going to take this crane. If I can, I'm going to put the container either over the water or as close to the water as I can get it. Tell me if I can do over the water or not.
Over the water is actually not possible because they've made sure that the various measurements don't. Well, actually, no, that wouldn't make sense. They have to go over the ship. Yes, absolutely. Yes, they can. Yes, you can do that.
So I bring it over the water, and I release it into the rivers of Pittsburgh.
Falls into the Ohio River.
Oh, God help her.
Curtis in the boat is like glunk, glunk, glunk. Yeah.
And then I, get back into the crane, put everything back, nice. The forklift's right back in its little parking space. I put the keys in the key holder. I march past the security guard and just give him the goddamn stare of death. And then, and then get to the boat, and I hop in the boat, and I said,
"Well, that was a goddamn shit show."
I think it's too close to dawn to go and connect with your adoptive sire or do anything else tonight. So can we begin the next scene the next night as you rouse?
Indeed, we can.
Give me a rouse roll to see if you are getting hungrier as the hours pass. The sun comes up, crosses the sky, goes down, and you add another point of hunger. Oh, good. You are angry at the prince of the city and going to see her with a 3 in hunger, I believe.
Yep.
Great. That should go smashingly. Is that where you are, in fact, headed, or do you want to do anything else?
No, I'd like to head right on over to the prince's lair.
Great.
As I leave our little cool hideout for the Lost Boys and girl, I go,
"Thanks for the help last night, Curtis. I owe you."
All right.
And hey, you're right. I think you may be right about this whole dog thing.
Don't wear the leash. Don't let them put a leash on you.
And then Ruby goes, "Ruff, ruff, ruff, ruff."
Off-leash lifestyle. No chains, no masters.
the hashtag off-leash lifestyle.
Mm-hmm.
All right. See you on the forums.
Yes. Thank you, Curtis. And now, Miles, you head to the U.S. Steel building. The security guards know your face well. By this time, they give you access to the 60th floor. And soon you are climbing that staircase again, looking out over the beautiful city of Pittsburgh. The glowing yellow lights. He's not even appreciating it tonight. The city he loves. He's storming right past it. And finally, you have made it to her office. And in her office, you still have to like hit a buzzer, and then she lets the big oak doors unlock and open. And she's like, Miles, what did you find?
What's your game, Adelaide?
Game?
Yeah. Just what are you trying to accomplish with me? Hell, you said the first thing you have me and these other good innocent folks do is track some maniac down. I get attacked by a werewolf, have my damn arm ripped off, and the only thing you send me to do personally is look in some goddamn shipping container, which you know goddamn well what was inside of it.
Are you raising your voice to me?
You're damn straight I am, Adelaide. I don't know who the hell you think you are. If you want to punish me by killing me, you go right ahead. I'm already dead.
You think that you can raise your voice to me, the prince of this city? You think that you can come in here and you can just scream at me? I own this entire city. You think you can do that? You think you can do that with impunity?
Why did you send me to that container? You trying to kill me?
She puts her head down for a second and she goes, I didn't know what was in it. I'm not omniscient. I'm not playing games within games like you think I am, Miles. And if you want to know what my deal is with you, I'm fascinated by you.
Well,
your spirit should be broken by now. You should be my plaything. Do you know how many toys I've broken and thrown on the rubbish heap?
Is that what you want, Adelaide? You want to just use me up like some goddamn toy?
No.
If you want any questions answered about that container, you can go searching 150 feet in the goddamn river.
You threw it into the river? What was in it? What was in it, Miles?
You're asking the wrong thing. It wasn't what, it was who. And if you want the answers, you can go ask her. Go ask Bex, because I can assure you she's 150 feet in the goddamn river.
And I turn around and I'm prepared to walk out.
She hits the lock on her door and is like, I didn't know you would find Bex in that container. I have no idea why Obadiah is moving Kindred via a river lock system.
Well, she wasn't like how we saw her before. She was a maniac. She was possessed.
She was probably quite hungry, Miles. The manifest said that the container was placed at the dock like days ago.
Well, she'd had nothing but to feed on but dogs. And, I mean, it doesn't take a rocket scientist. She's anarch. So Obadiah is as well. Or something. I don't know. That's not up to me to figure out. I didn't actually get a chance to talk to her. She was trying to rip my goddamn head off.
If she's anarch, I would have liked to have spoken with her.
You can go ask her your damn self.
Maybe I will. And then she unlocks the door to her office, and then you see her like get on her intercom and be like, "Bring me T.J. Cope and Churchill Jackson, immediately." where do you want to go now, Miles? Do you want to stay at Elysium? Do you want to go deal with your own shit? Do you? It's up to you.
I'd like to go. I'd like to on my way out grab a shot of blood, I guess. Gulp, chunk one back, and then go try and just. I think this emotional moment of having this overlord trying to make me her plaything and all this kind of stuff. I've got Amy, my sweet, sweet daughter, on my mind. I know I'm not going to go talk to her or nothing. I don't want to break any goddamn vampire rules, but I just want to see that she's okay because I know she's got that bonehead boyfriend.
Right.
And she's working for the enemy. So I just want to go.
I just want to look at her, Jared. I just want to see her.
No, that makes sense. Yeah, you would just want to go and look at your touchstone, the person that means more to you than anything else in the world. So I think that you do. I think that you walk. I think you walk through the city that you love. And more than an hour passes, but your legs never feel weary. They don't feel weary anymore. The blood just keeps pumping through your system and keeps you moving. And eventually you're standing outside the modest little 2-bedroom home that she shares with Tyler, her good-for-nothing boyfriend. And you're standing out there and you're looking in through the window and you see that they're watching television together and they're laughing. Amy is laughing. Her boyfriend, Tyler's got this terrible haircut. It's like frosted spiked tips and he's like he doesn't have a shirt on. He's got his like Polynesian tattoos. He's a white guy and he's like saying something like idiotic and like your daughter is just laughing and laughing at him and you are so far away.
A single tear of blood. I reach into my pocket and take out whatever cash I've got. I don't know if it's probably $25 or something. I don't know what cash Miles carrying on him these days. I stick it in the mailbox and close it. Let me see. Yeah. And then I look at her, I try and take in the moment, and you know what? My opinion slowly changes of like maybe I don't like Tyler, but if she does, then as long as he's okay, maybe
as long as he's good to her, then maybe I'll just leave him be.
You look back one last time. You weren't being stealthy at all, and now you see that your daughter is kind of standing out looking into the dark. Like she heard something. And now she's going toward the mailbox.
I run.
Okay. You run. You run away. And you go back to your haven?
Yep.
Okay. You go back to your haven, and when you wake up the next night, you probably have to go out and hunt. Give me another rouse roll.
Success.
Great. No more hunger, so maybe you don't have to go hunt. What is Miles going to do with his evening tonight? He's got his entire unlife ahead of him.
That's true. What does he want to do? He's seen Amy. It's a bit like late to maybe start another fucking big boy. What does he want? He could. I think you know what he's had a couple run-ins with some quite powerful vampires, and
Yeah.
the rule is, as been stated, it's taboo to kill another vamp. But I think he'd like to fashion himself a couple of sweet mahogany wooden stakes that he can keep kept under his
Right.
clothes.
Yeah,
to pull out at the
interesting.
last minute.
So he starts working on those, and why don't we go ahead and see how that goes? Give me a dexterity plus a craft roll, right? Craft is...
Yep, there's a dexterity grab.
Yeah.
Does hunger dice play into account?
It will, actually.
How about 3 successes?
Oh yeah. Just as he's like finishing the finish on one of his like beautiful stake weapons, suddenly you hear from outside, woo, like outside your haven, like someone just like hit a siren for a second.
All right. Bet I know who that is. I go downstairs, pop my head out, expecting to see, I forget his name, but I know he's a ghoul.
Detective T.J. Cope.
Yeah.
He's like, look who it is. You fucking ruined my day, asshole.
Well, join the rainy day club. Where
Yeah,
you
I've been
here?
on the clock all day cleaning up your fucking mess. Get in. Adelaide wants to see you.
Yeah.
Stakes on person under my clothes. I get into the car.
What the fuck were you thinking? Dropping that container into the fucking middle of the Ohio River.
Well, next time you're attacked by a hunger-crazed vampire with skin of stone, you can make a different call.
Okay. I just don't get it. I don't get why a fucking... like, you were given the gift. It doesn't... Okay.
I don't know if it's a gift, TJ. I mean, look what I'm having to do. Getting run around the city talking, being used as some pawn. I tell you, the games they play in that place, you don't want to be involved.
I already am involved, okay? I am a key to the prince's plans in this city, all right?
Yeah.
And when the gift is given to me, you're going to see how I use it.
And why would you? Exactly. Why do you need to change? You're already the key person in this whole thing.
I boost his ego.
He stops in front of the building and he's like, okay, Miles. And by the way, she wants to see you downstairs. Sub-level 2.
Before I go, TJ, when was the last time you even had a taste?
I don't want you. I don't want your blood.
Oh, okay. Thought we could have had a little partnership going on, but if you don't want this blood,
I don't.
I'll just keep it in my sack.
Yeah, the prince is waiting.
Aye.
Your daughter's pretty, by the way. He shuts the door and starts to pull away.
I grab the bumper and try to rip it off the car.
Wow. Okay, yeah. Give me a strength roll with your potence extra dice, and let's see if you rip off the bumper of this car.
Okay. Strength roll. Potence.
Strength plus, you can use brawl for this, of course, as well.
Oh, okay. I got 3 successes.
I think you rip like kind of half of it off. And now he's like driving a car that's like dragging the bumper along the ground, but he just keeps going.
That's good. It's good in the end. Okay.
You walk into the U.S. Steel building and Churchill Jackson's standing there waiting for you, and he's like, the fuck was that?
Don't you or TJ or anybody in this whole goddamn place ever mention my daughter again.
You're one crazy old man, you know that? He opens the elevator and hits sub-basement 2.
All right. So, Churchill. You,
Yeah. We're going to go the full length of an elevator ride right now, role playing.
What's the beat on this place? I mean, how in the goddamn holy hell do you know who to trust? It's a den of snakes.
Well, I follow a very easy to understand strategy, Miles. I look for people that increase risk to the Masquerade and to the Camarilla. And those are the people that I choose not to trust. For example, a kindred who drops a cargo container into the middle of the Ohio River, and I have to spend all night figuring out how to get it out. That's the kind of thing that would make me to not trust someone. Ding! We're here. The door's open. And you're walked.
Cool that night. Yeah, fair enough.
We're walking down. Well, hey, as your storyteller, I'll say I don't think you did anything crazy, but you definitely pissed all these guys off.
That's Miles, baby. That's Miles.
That's Miles. He's unpredictable. Pretty soon, you're taken, into one of those machine rooms underneath the building here, and you are looking at Bex, and she looks like, 50 miles of bad road, like just all torn up. She's tied to pipes. Boy, this is a familiar scene. You've seen this before, except in this room, I will tell you that there are now a bunch of like large plastic packing crates stacked up against one wall, and they all have like heavy locks on them. There's like a lot of them. They weren't here before. Adelaide is here. So are several ghouls, and Adelaide is talking to Bex.
Okay, what's she saying?
Well, Bex is going, and that's all I was able to find out. And Adelaide's like, well, that wasn't hard at all, and I want to apologize for how you've been treated. Clearly, there were some oversights made, but we're glad to have you back.
Wait, why is everybody always...
Release her.
What?
And the ghouls
Release
come
her?
up and they release Bex from her bonds, and she looks at you and is like, thanks for helping me out last night. And then she walks past you.
Yeah, no problem.
Adelaide says, she'll be rejoining the Camarilla.
So, what?
I don't believe that she is actually an anarch.
Well, what was she doing in that container?
She says that when she was branded an anarch a month ago, she went to Obadiah Griffin, whom she had an understanding with, whom she had been working for a while. And Churchill's like, yeah, she was supposed to be my enforcer, and she was doing the things he told her to do, following his agenda. And Adelaide's like, true, but that's why she knew she could go to him for help. And when she went to Obadiah, he understood that he needed to get her out of the city for a while. And in addition to that, he was conducting his own investigation into the anarch infiltration of Pittsburgh. She's been to Cincinnati, she's been to Detroit, and when she needed to get out in a hurry, Obadiah, through Flowcom, was able to provide a quick exit for her from the city of Cincinnati. She's given us a lot of valuable information. She tosses a notebook to you. It looks really battered, and it's got like some blood on it.
So wait, okay, got the notebook.
So she was in that container on her own will?
That's right. It was the way that she escaped from a very tense situation when she was undercover as an anarch in the city of Cincinnati. Adelaide looks at you and goes, "You failed me, Miles. I had to clean up your mess."
I hardly doubt that. You think if I'd have put that container back on the stack, no one would have gotten to it before you? Putting it at the bottom of the river ensured that it was only you and the highest capacity of the Camarillo that could retrieve it. You all think I'm crazy, but I'm 12 steps ahead.
I think you are crazy, and it's what I like about you. But now I have to show you something.
Eh?
Read what it says on those crates over there.
Waltz on over, take a gander.
They do have labels. They've been put on them with a label maker onto these really heavy, padlocks and chains that have been wrapped around them. And the one at the top says stew.
Okay,
Just a label.
Stew.
The barfly. It has his full name there. And then another one says Jake Nixon. And another one says in quotation marks on a label, Buddy.
How big are these crates? Like coffin
Plenty
size?
large enough to hold a person, yeah.
Okay.
And then she's like,
Why are you showing me this?
read the one at the bottom.
I read the one at the bottom.
And it says Miles Vanderbuck on it.
I turn around, ready to fight.
She just puts her wrists forward.
I'd like to resist this. Now.
Okay. How do you want to
Things are
resist? You want to? Yeah, you want to resist it. She's like,
I'd like to essentially
now.
just walk away and hit the elevator button and go upstairs. That's how I'd like to
then I'm
resist
going to need a willpower roll. Yeah.
Okay.
And I'm going to need 3 successes.
How does one... Do you gain the willpower back if you've slept? Because that has happened.
No, you gain the... Oh, my God. You are a clever little player. Do you know why you're a clever player? You gain the willpower back by having a meaningful exchange with a touchstone. You went to see Amy. Yeah, you get a willpower back. Yeah.
Da-da-da-da-da. All right, great. 7-2. All right, here we go. All those dice, and that's what I got?
What did you
Hold
get?
on, I'm going to use a willpower. Can I?
Not for a willpower roll.
Oh, fuck. I got 1 success out of 7 dice.
She says, I am your prince. On your knees, now.
Oh, is everybody else there?
No, they've left. In fact,
Okay.
when you turned around from seeing your own name on the coffin, you noticed ominously that Churchill and the others were gone.
Oh, I really wanted to resist this one. All right.
You tried. You tried
know.
your best.
I'll plop down on my knees and give her a slurp.
And even though part of you is screaming that they are destroying you, the other part of you thinks, God, it tastes better than ever. And I am very sad to say that you have now taken a stain on your humanity. And the reason you have is because one of our chronicle tenets is do not let them make you their slave. And with the third taste of a blood bond, Miles has done that. So Miles now also takes a stain on his humanity. Thomas, I hope you you understand.
Does that mean I should take away a pip?
No, it means from the other side, and our PDFs might be a little funky, but from the other side of the humanity track, you start putting in X's that show humanity can never raise above that until the stains are removed. And so you You have now taken a stain. It's going to be harder to increase your humanity in the future because you have broken the chronicle tenet that you are not allowed to let them make you their slave.
So wait, I'm a slave to. What does that mean?
Okay, so it doesn't literally mean you are completely dominated, mind controlled, that you just are like, oh, I must do what Adelaide says. But you are effectively in love with her. Like she has as much effect on you as a child or a spouse. Like she is a important, if not the most important person in your life, and betraying her, hurting her are unthinkable.
Okay. Well, is it an or maybe you don't have to answer me this. Is it an unbreakable bond?
Oh, there are ways to break it, and they are long, hard roads that could become the focus of entire storylines.
Well, you know what? I'm disappointed as a person who plays in Miles, but I think narratively that's pretty great that he's a slave to Adelaide, and he had a chance to be strong and he didn't.
He almost, he had all that willpower. It's possible. I mean, I was gonna, to be honest, if he had rolled the successes, I was gonna let him out of it. I was gonna let him get in that elevator. But now tonight we leave Miles Vanderbuck just in ecstasy as he sips from the wrist of arguably the craziest fucking vampire in Pittsburgh. And that is our session for tonight.
That makes me a total liability in this group. Be prepared to kill your friend.
Oh, and both of our spotlight sessions have ended with someone giving their wrist to another character. Guys, I want to thank once again Ross Bryant. Wow, I mean, clutch. You know, the forklift attack was so clutch tonight. Miles couldn't have done it without you. And I'm going to also thank, of course, Thomas Middleditch, who gives life to Miles Vanderbuck. I'm going to say goodbye to these guys, and we're going to have them back next week. Guys, thank you so much. That was so fun. You're amazing.
Great stuff.
All right. Good night, guys.
See you next week.
Yeah. And now I'm going to say apologies to our viewers for the technical difficulties we had earlier this evening. You know, I get so embarrassed and I get so upset when those things happen. I think actually we've been very lucky up to now, preventing those kind of things from happening. And I want you to know that we take it extremely seriously. We don't think it's, it's too hard to give you a stream that sounds good and looks good and doesn't have the game master disappearing at random odd intervals. So thank you for your patience, and we'll make sure it doesn't happen again. I also will say that these guys, Thomas and Ross, are such good entertainers that the second I got back on the stream and started talking with them and role-playing with them, I completely forgot about it and wasn't annoyed anymore at, the bad luck that had affected my stream tonight. Jared, if you were in a bad mood, do the players suffer a bit more? Absolutely. I think that's fair, and I think that's the storyteller's prerogative. No, I wasn't in a bad mood. I was just sad that we had cheated you guys out of a little bit of quality there at the top. But I feel like we got right back in the saddle. Oh my God, is the trailer out? Holy crap. I hold back until my judgment until I have seen it. I will go and watch it immediately. What I will say about Werewolf the Apocalypse is I might like it even more than Vampire, only because that's the game the White Wolf, the World of Darkness game I started on. My brother Adam and I were obsessed with Werewolf the Apocalypse. He had a werewolf named Greaseface Corpse Thrower, who was a bone gnawer, who was also an auto mechanic. That's why he was Greaseface. And Corpse Thrower was a deed name that he got from throwing a corpse in one of the adventures. Anyway, you guys care about these things. That's why I'm sharing it with you. I can't. You will hear what I think about the new trailer next time we all meet. Oh, so when did I decide? See, these are the kind of questions I understand why you ask them. It's the kind of questions I always ask my game masters, but the kind of questions I'm not going to answer. I want you guys to not be completely behind the curtain. Suffice it to say that if we're talking about just storytelling or game mastering in general, and this is something I've kind of learned on this game more than anything else, it's bring back things that you set up earlier. Bring them back because the players enjoy it. Like, so if you are trying to figure out, hey, well, who's going to be behind that door? If it can be, make it someone they've met before. Even if it's like, I don't know, you're playing 5e and it's some shopkeep that they thought was funny one time, put him behind that door next time they burst through a door. Because I just think you get a little bit more emotional oomph from your players, and then probably if you're streaming from people who are watching, if threads keep coming back. Will there be merch with Ross's art? There should be. That's a fantastic idea. We're just talking about merch tonight, in fact. We kind of did this when COVID hit to kind of just keep ourselves busy, and I got to do my ultimate vampire campaign, my ultimate chronicle, and I was like, let's do it because I want to do that first and foremost. But we are thinking that we want to stick in for the long haul and do this as long as possible. So I think merch is definitely a possibility very soon. And I will talk to Ross about putting his art on that merch. Good with the bad. Shade Silverhand, I almost want to ask you more questions about balancing the good with the bad. I'm not quite sure what you mean. If you mean the morality of the players, like their evil actions versus their good actions, I think that's up to them a little bit, But I'm not positive that's what you mean, the good with the bad, balancing that. Feel free to clarify, Shade Silverhand, and I'll talk about that. Well, we did have a werewolf. I really love Mage. I really love Changeling. I think I definitely played Changeling in high school, again, with my brother and some friends. I don't know. There are no plans to add them right now. And the reason is, I think Vampire has so many little things to explore just among the clans that are in the main Camarilla, just among like the city politics and things like that. And sometimes, especially in games that I've run in the World of Darkness, other games I've played in the World of Darkness, it can sometimes devolve into like a little bit of like a monster of the week, or what supernatural splat, what supernatural group are you meeting this week? But I can tell you something else, which is that I couldn't help myself. I have a concept for what I think the werewolves of Pittsburgh are like, and what I think the magi, what I think the awakened of Pittsburgh are like. I think I have an idea of what their societies are like. So if it does come up later, I'm ready to put those things in. We also talked about having guests on Vampires of Pittsburgh. Different people come in, and I'm not ruling out the possibility. But the thing is, this cast is so fantastic, and they are able to give you so many different things. I mean, Ashley, Ross, and Thomas, all three of them, individually and as a group, they're able to give you so many kind of interesting layers to their characters that I don't think that there's like a real strong need for it. I do know that, all good things come to an end. Our players can't all be in every Vampires of Pittsburgh game that we ever do, because we're going to do it for a long time, hopefully. So when people have to, bow out for a week or two, or they have another job that's going on, that's when you might start seeing some guest stars. But right now, I'm very happy to say that has not happened yet, because I really love playing with these three players. Yes, I should have said that right as we ended. Next week will be a session all about Curtis Krieger, and I'm really stoked for that. We'll be dealing with his relationship with his adoptive sire, Churchill Jackson. And, Churchill's all about maintaining the Masquerade, enforcing the traditions. And we also know that Curtis really wants to impress Churchill because he's had some trouble doing that in the past. They've had some some static with each other. So there's already a really cool relationship to work with there, and we'll find out what kind of mission or test Curtis has to go through next week. My dice, you can. They are $5 tubes of 10-sided dice that I got from a game store in New York City called The Complete Strategist. There's nothing special about them. But there is one thing special about them. I make sure that I use the original Vampire kind of second edition color scheme for the non-hunger dice. And then for the hunger dice, I make sure I use these sweet black ones with red numbers because they're the hunger, man. Whoa! And I have to be careful because I spill them on the floor, and then my 1-year-old finds them and is like, for food? And I'm like, not for food, but you know how to say for food? And she's like, yes. She's learning a lot of words. Wow, I think that's our entire round of questions. I will make sure I recap everything next time. I didn't do it this time. You guys, I really want to recap the shows for you. I'm going to start doing it at the top of the show. Send us all your requests. Send us all your ideas. And I really, really appreciate this time at the end that we have to talk to each other. I'm going to remind you, please follow us on Twitch. Please follow us on Twitter and on Facebook group and on Instagram, so you know what we're doing at all times. And please come and tune in for the 2 p.m. Sunday episode of the Neptune Society, our Call of Cthulhu campaign. This one's going to be a real fun one. We've got Becca Scott. We've got John Gabris. We've got another incredibly funny performer. Just waiting for them to confirm. And it's going to be a little bit of a sequel to last week. So Becca will be playing her orphan character again with a new set of partners who will not be little urchin orphans. They'll be something else. So definitely check it out. Oh, thank you. I really love the Neptune Society. Both of these games are very... they are the exact game that I wanted to run my whole life. So I'm happy that I'm getting to do it. Guys, 2 p.m. Sunday, the Neptune Society. I love you all. Hashtag get pink, and good night.